Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again on your Discipline Therapy Thursday for your Discipline Therapy podcast with your two hosts, Sujey Sotomayor, and with me always, Mr. E.L. Discipline, who's doing something right now.
All right.
And just to let you guys know, if you haven't already, I don't know what's stopping you, go follow us on the YouTube channel, the Discipline Therapy podcast. You could also like, share, and comment if you are interested in being part of the show. You can email us. The business email is ssotomayor0307@gmail.com.
Yes, and also my audio platform that I do by myself. Yes, I do by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have my co-host interrupting me or
Interrupt.
challenging my ideologies. Discipline Therapy Talk, streaming on all major listening platforms now. So pick whatever platform of your choosing, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever Podchaser app. You go from there. So everybody's probably wondering visually who is on my left. We have a special guest today, special guest. So this is actually my brother, my biological brother, my blood brother. A lot of men will say this is my brother, this is my bro, whatever. No, this is my real brother. And it's not my step brother. We have the same mother, same father.
I'm pretty sure they'll be able to tell by just looking. They'll be like, yeah, they definitely look alike.
Yeah,
if
but the
not,
only
the-
thing is
the
he's a
voice too.
Packers fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Giants fan, so I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers, but no
Yeah.
Packers.
One of us is happy right now.
Yeah. So
Is it
like,
you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
so yeah, because they were in playoffs, and before I kind of like go in on him and introduce him, I want to say that Johnny and I have different ideologies. So he's alpha in his own way, and I'm alpha in my own way. He's also a Cancer. I'm a Scorpio, so we get along really well.
And I'm a Pisces, so we all three of us get along. That's
Yeah.
nice.
So but his ideologies are different than mine. He's 28, so he's I'm 35, so the age bracket is a big gap. So he's kind of like in this new generation of youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's going to be interesting listening to
yeah.
the differences.
Yeah, he also has a paper that he did research, and it got an A. Why good girls love bad boys.
Yeah.
So I have
How interesting.
my first book. He also read The Seduction of Discipline. I have chapter 22, Good Girls Bad Boys. So I go in depth in that. I didn't even know he had that.
I know.
That
That's what I'm
paper.
saying. That is
Yeah.
so
You know what I'm saying?
interesting.
When I wrote that book. So it's kind of like we have the same ideologies without having that conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Basically, when the assignment was given, it was basically like a free choice. It was like basically choose whatever topic, but it was like a free choice on human interaction. So
And
one
so
of-
you picked that. That's
yeah,
you
because
see how
it's
that.
like it was like always a thought in my mind, like why you always see like this good girl going for the high school bully or the jock or the captain of the football
So wait,
team.
can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Are you a bad boy?
Depends what your definition of a bad boy is. Like
You can also plead the fifth on here.
it depends on your definition of like a bad boy. Like, do I follow the rules? No, but like am I out here like vandalizing and
Then
like
you're right.
like,
So you're the
he's a
you're the
bad
good
boy.
you're the good bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Basically.
He's a bad boy. In episode 5, remember Good Girls Bad
Yes.
Boys? Season 1, I differentiate on my ideology what a good bad boy is.
Yes.
And he's part of that.
Okay. We jumped
W-
right into it without even you didn't do your spiel. I didn't
Yeah, we're
even
gonna get into it.
All
This is still the
right. I
introduction.
got you.
So I just want to let everybody know that because he's my brother, he's not gonna agree with everything and vice
Right.
versa.
Right.
Even though I do teach him certain laws of the land and stuff like that on things that I like, the mistakes I made in the past. I'm like, yo, make sure you don't do this, make sure you got a good head on your shoulders, whatever, which he does. But we're gonna get into it today. We'll get into it, and we're gonna talk some shit and find out where the mind is, especially how he thinks,
Mm-hmm.
and coming from, because nobody, like, I don't really talk about my family often,
Right.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but we, the whole BDSM stuff,
Right.
which
This is quite the
yes,
treat for the
and
ladies out there.
he also came to the book release. He came to a couple
Yeah.
of them.
Mhm.
I did book 5. I was stuck between two different worlds. Book 6. Both at the club, with the bottles and everything. And I remember, he came to me and he was like, part of the night, he was like, you know what? I'm proud of you. And I was like, Johnny, are you drunk? Like he was like, I'm proud of you, because he doesn't get sentimental.
Right.
We don't do that with each other.
Right.
Not big on emotion.
Right.
Yeah, we
I
don't
was
do
gonna
it.
say you guys don't show emotion too much to each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when he came to me, I was just like, this nigga drunk. So he was like, I'm proud of you. A lot of people don't really get to do what they want to do, and you did 5 books in under a year, and that's a big accomplishment. We come from both our parents are reverends. They weren't always reverends, but they've been married for like I think 7 years or whatever. Maybe 8 years. I might be off.
But they
So
were
we kind
always
of grew up
religious,
in the
right?
They were
church. So he was like, they say this in the Bible and whatnot, but you do what you want to do, and I admire that. So that was big for me, because like for 27, 28 years, this guy,
I was just existing.
you know what I'm saying? So we're
He
gonna
was
get
just
into it.
Johnny.
But before we get into it, like she said, I like to do my spill. So, we know y'all are fiends, and y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy, where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or roll a blunt. But the main thing is make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Like one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're
here
here.
too. You're never gonna get the chest pump right.
I thought that he was blocking me because I even leaned back to do it.
But yes, this is the season 6 finale. Yes. I'm excited to talk about this topic. Go ahead, Sue.
Season 6 finale, episode 70, How the Economy Ruined Relationships. So, getting back to your paper, does it have anything to do with this or do you feel like it would have anything to do with this topic, how the economy ruined relationships?
Not really. I didn't really touch on like too much of like the economy. I touched a little bit on like society, on how like you'll see like especially social media is a big influencer nowadays. So it has a lot, it weighs into a lot of relationships, but basically the only really I touched on society was how it kind of directs girls to pick their partners, like they'll see. I actually had one of my coworkers was talking to me the other day, and it was just like apparently somebody wanted to pay LeBron James and Serena Williams to like have a baby, because they wanted to make like a big like strong super baby, and that kind of dictates how women think, because they're not going to go for like a skinny weak guy. They're not going to go for the
Right.
captain of the chess club. They're going to go for the big high school jock, because they want to have high school. They want to have a child that would be like a high school jock. But
that's interesting, because your brother has the same type of views with that, definitely.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yep.
Because we had shows prior where I said this is the same thing that goes on in the jungle with the carnivorous felines. The lioness, who it could be like she's alpha, she can most likely she gravitates towards the most dominant alpha king, because she's thinking selfishly. But no, not selfishly. I'm sorry. She's thinking unselfishly. She's thinking of, I'm gonna have kids, I'm not like continue the legacy. I'm no longer gonna be on this earth in the jungle. I want to have a kid that can most likely be a male who's gonna be able to have his pride one day, and he won't get eaten.
Yeah, I feel like with animals, they do, it's more thought out. With humans, it's like in your subconscious, like they're subconsciously attracted. They won't admit it, and if you ever like address a female who always goes for like that type of guy, she won't admit that she likes that type of guy, but she'll always be attracted to that type of guy, because it's like hot wired in their brain, and that's why I feel like society and the economy, like it really gets to them, because it like hot wires in your brain, like, yo, you don't want that guy. But he'll probably own a business someday. But now you want the guy that has a couple felonies. You want the guy that's running around the streets beating people up in the club. You don't want that kind of guy.
Do you
But
think that's age based? Like, is it
definitely,
more younger women? Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. That was
because you know why? That's attractive for a younger girl. Like, ooh, he's bad.
100%. That was one thing I did put in my paper, that you grow out of that eventually.
Yeah,
It kind of like, I don't want to say it's a phase, but it kind of really boils
yeah,
down
no,
to, like, in high school you're really running around for those guys, but then as you get older, maybe you had a several bad relationships, and
yeah.
now you're like, all right,
You actually get the point now. You learned
exactly.
your lesson.
Do you believe that sexual arousal and relationship are two different things?
I believe one leads to the other, and
So they can they're not synonymous.
no, but one leads to the other. So if so, we don't know how a person's gonna be like when we see them from far away.
Mm,
You don't know what their personality is gonna be like. You don't know, how what their family is like, their
yeah,
history when you see them far away from the club.
yeah.
But you learn that as you get to know them. So like when you can get into a relationship with someone and then have bad sex, and then the relationship kind of drops, and it's vice versa. You could have
Mm,
good sex, and then maybe you want to stay in a toxic relationship, or maybe you want to stay in that kind of situation. So
mhm.
you'll make the relationship work for the sex, or you can't really make the sex work for the relationship though.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you?
We're gonna
Our
think.
first thing is modern relationships versus traditional. Which one do you think you fall into?
I'm old school, so I definitely will probably be traditional. I'm a wine and dine type of guy.
Oh,
uh
okay. Do
I'm
you also believe in gender roles?
um yeah, I do believe, like, the man being the breadwinner. And I don't want to say a female, like, should be in the kitchen, but I definitely think that women have a better attention to detail, and they care more. So
Mm.
like the cleaning and the all that stuff probably would be more suited to her, because she'll care more. If you see my room, you see my stuff, like
Right. So
it's
she's
they're
we're just
Y-
better at it.
Yo,
So
exactly,
leave it to them.
yo,
exactly.
he just dissected it better than I ever did.
Right. And he said it
I,
in such an eloquent, nice
yeah,
way.
I
It's amazing.
yes, I've been talking about gender roles. I think since season 1. We're in
Mhm.
like season 6 right now, going on 7. And but the way he
Yep.
dissected it, like it's like, damn, I should have said it like that.
And I was
It would have
thinking
it would have made sense.
in my mind as he's saying it, I was like, holy crap, he's saying everything that he said it, but in such a
Yes,
nice
Yeah,
way.
because I could even say with me, like, I'm self sufficient. If I'm gonna cook, clean, or whatever, do the dishes, I'm gonna rush that shit. You know what I'm saying? I may not put enough soap as I need to, or I'm gonna rush it.
yeah,
Mm,
Whereas a woman would, like he was saying, display more care. She's gonna,
hmm
oh, let me place these dishes nicely. Like I'm gonna be like,
I mean, I
boom,
don't know if
boom,
they
rinse,
want to place
boom.
it
yeah,
nicely, but they're definitely going to be like, oh wait, I got to scratch this off.
yeah.
Let me
Like,
wash it over.
you,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
you tell me to mop the floor right now, I'll just throw some water in a mop bucket and just
Yes.
pass it around.
Yes.
But
yeah. I'm
Yes.
gonna.
a female, she's gonna get that pine sol, or she's gonna get the cleaning detergent. She's
Yeah.
gonna get down, scrub the corners and all that stuff.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that there's a destruction of masculinity and femininity going on?
a destruction.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that a lot of the cancel culture comes to that. It's like, I feel like nowadays you can't. You're wrong for having an opinion.
Yeah.
Like you you
Yeah.
you say
Definitely.
you say something on Twitter, and it's like you're wrong for having that opinion. Like, I believe that uh, gender is a fact.
Okay.
Gender is a fact. Like
Right. You're either born a man or a woman. Like
when you're born on a
there's
birth certificate, they put male or
whatever they
female.
see there. Yeah.
They put boy or female, and I feel that now these days they're trying to really, like, kind of mesh everything together. Like,
Yeah.
so I definitely think that there's a destruction. I don't know about destruction. That's a little, like, harsh,
Harsh.
harsh of a word, but there's definitely like I would say like a blending, but not
Okay.
a good kind of blending.
All right. Have you ever dated? No, that's sorry. Have you ever used a dating app?
Yeah, I've been on Tinder. I use Tinder. I use Bumble. There's apparently a dating app for, like, any type of ethnicity. There's like a J date if you're Jewish.
Yeah,
There's like a Muslim website. There's
yeah.
I was on a black people website.
I had a girlfriend who was something with bagels, and that was like a Korean website.
hmm Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, but
Did any of those pan out for you?
yeah, I actually had a lot of meaningful relationships from, well, not yeah, meaningful relationships
Yeah.
from, yeah. Not necessarily from, like, the smaller ones from Tinder. Definitely, I found a couple that went.
There
along
are like when you said smaller ones, what do you mean?
like the lesser known ones like Bumble and like all those like
Oh, gotcha.
the
Okay.
lesser known dating apps.
Only dating app I've ever done was like the Plenty of Fish back in the day.
Yeah, that's the only one I ever did.
But like
He's
Yeah.
like Plenty of Fish.
Nah, I know what
Jesus.
it is, and you're showing your age by saying.
Excuse me, I'm proud of my age. Thank you very much. Do you feel like dating apps killed romance though?
It depends what you mean by romance. So sexually, I think it's actually helped it.
Yeah, I agree with
As
that.
far as the traditional way of romance, like like taking a girl out to dinner, going to see a movie, like walking like what you see in like movies, walking her home, like I think it's definitely killed that. That doesn't exist anymore.
No.
You meet somebody on a dating app, you talk to them for a while, you go through you go through the typical talking phase, and you probably end up. Can I curse on here?
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then you end up fucking, and then you basically go from there. That's how it pretty much goes nowadays.
Yo, you know what I think with dating apps, one of the reasons why it does kill romance is I agree with everything you said. Is you put certain things on your bio to attract a male or female.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? Like, cause I remember that from Plenty of Fish.
Mm.
Like a woman could put like deep throat queen or
Oh
something
my
like that.
God.
Yeah, it's true.
Or like, oh, I like they're not putting I like long walks in the park and
Nah.
shit. They're putting things on there to attract you, and they got a profile picture. You see what I'm saying? And then you got little pictures. Like most of it, you could either put it private or public,
Right,
as
so
what I
everybody could
remember.
see. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So to go off that, there's actually a dating app I use. It's called Black. It's basically, you generally find a majority black people on there, and they actually have it like very, very detailed for your profile. You can put your height, an exact height. You can put have kids or want someday. You
Well,
could put. You could
I
put,
remember that Plenty of Fish was asking all that
yeah,
stuff
you could
too.
put how often you smoke, how often you drink, your body type. They have body type. You could put like slim, athletic, like thick, like you can put
How
like it's
interesting.
very, very detailed.
Mm.
Do you wait? So talking about that because it reminded me of people lying on the application to get that spot. Have you ever lied on an application?
Nah. Well,
Ever?
for like a job or for like
No,
a no.
He said, for a job, never. I've never lied on an
for a
application.
job, of course.
No,
but
to get with a girl. Oh, he's thinking about it.
because I have to actually think back. I don't think I've ever like lied on a dating app to get a girl.
How about in person?
Probably, I don't
He said
know.
maybe.
I definitely probably lied to a girl in person, but on a dating app, I don't think so. If anything, I keep it like minimal.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in like mystery leads to romance. Like if you put the girls I instantly swipe left on, and the girls with like the big ass paragraphs like I'm a mom of this and I'm a Cancer, like don't come at me sideways, like if you want this, like just
He's like,
bro,
nope.
I'll read 3 lines and I'll swipe left. Like
So what about the pictures? What about like chicks that are posing with like their asses out? Or like,
I'm very picky. One thing I tend to not tell you, I'm very, very picky about my feet. So like
what does that mean?
when I'm especially on a dating app, so like it does kill romance because you basically have the power of a swipe to determine like if you like a person or not.
Really?
But I will definitely be like swiping left for certain things. Like
Wait, left is yes or no?
left is no.
So okay, so you swipe no, or that you don't like for girls that are what show too
So
much.
if you have one picture, I swipe left.
Yeah.
If
Catfish, you never know.
exactly, if all your pictures are with your friends, I swipe left.
Hey.
If your pictures are blurry or bad quality, I swipe left.
Oh.
Ladies, make sure everything is crisp, please, and have some of just you by yourself.
If it means you're broke, you have a bad phone. Like if all these camera technology coming out these days, like
he said you're broke.
you shouldn't be having bad quality pictures. So yeah, I'll judge outfits.
What else? What else do you swipe left on?
If I don't like her, so your first picture is always the most important one because that's the first thing people are seeing. If you're wearing a bad outfit, I'm swiping left. Like I'm not even gonna go through the rest of your pictures.
God damn.
Jeez.
Like,
He's worse than you, I think.
He fucking knows that shit to a science.
He sure does.
Yes, sir.
But what about being too provocative or like too showy?
I don't think that doesn't really necessarily like
That doesn't bother you. That
no,
doesn't
because
stop you.
at the end of the day, a woman should do whatever she wants with her body. Like if like guys are running around thinking that oh she's showing too much skin or oh she's dressing so like a slut maybe. I feel like that's more saying about the guys. Like why are you thinking that way? Like she's just dressing. She's just putting on clothes. Clothes were
Interesting.
made to be worn.
I
Like,
disagree with
What
that.
I was like, this is the first one.
like in my opinion, clothes were made to be worn. You know, bikini. Somebody made bikinis so that
Yeah.
somebody can wear the bikinis. So
Yeah.
you know, a female should be able to walk around in a bikini if she really wants to.
Yeah, I disagree. Only because, like, and obviously we're gonna disagree when it comes to those specific things, the nook and cranny, because of like my character and also the life I live. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? So to me, it's like I believe like men are territorial and possessive.
Mm.
So no real men, and even you're saying it right now, but subconsciously you're gonna agree with me that no man really wants a million men to see what they see privately.
Oh no, I do. I
You
definitely
fine
do.
with that?
I definitely do. So a perfect example, one of my exes back in the day, she was wearing a like I guess a slutty. I guess I'll say use well a
So use that
definition. A
terminology,
definition of a slutty outfit on Halloween,
Mhm.
and she came downstairs and like she basically showed me her outfit, and like her father was pissed off that she was wearing that. Her father was pissed off, and she asked me how I feel about it. I'm like, oh, it's cool. And
So why is that? Why do you think that you're cool with it?
because me, I'm very what's mine is mine.
Right, you're
So
secure.
I know that, and I know where she's coming home. You're coming home with me at the end of the day. So like I don't care if I love that shit when guys are like staring at my girl. My girl looks good, and she's out with me. Like she's on my arm, bro. You guys can all stare. That's a compliment to me, you know?
Right. So
If
it's almost like you're showing off what's
exactly.
yours.
If everyone's staring at my girl, like that's a compliment to me. Like you're like, oh, you're staring at her titties. Cool. Guess who's sucking them at the end of the day? Like.
So, do you think women get in relationships hoping men will change, and
Absolutely.
men get in relationships hoping that the women won't?
Yeah, I think so. In my opinion, a man will fall in love with the woman he first meets. A lot of common misconception is that girls fall in love in first sight, but like that's more of a guy thing. Because no offense, like women look better than men, so like I'm gonna fall in love with the girl I see at first, and yeah, I'm hoping she's not gonna change. A woman will fall in love with the man they think you can be. You know, a lot of women go for that broken man because they're like, yo, I can fix him, or I can, work
I'll
on
be
him.
the one
Yeah,
that'll get him to
exactly. Like,
change.
oh, he's in jail. When he comes out, I can make him a whole new man.
Why do
So,
you think that is?
um, it comes back to like women being more nurturing. They're more caring. You know, they have that like subconscious that they
Rescuer complex?
yeah, not more of a rescue, more like a Bob the Builder complex. I get it. They want to like fix. They feel accomplished like when
Mhm.
they can like fix a guy. You know, they want to be able to brag to their friends, be like, man, I changed his whole life around.
Man,
I got
listen.
his credit score up and all this stuff.
Okay,
Ego.
maybe with that, but I can
Ego.
tell you, on from my own personal experience, my children's father was in jail
Mhm.
before I even had kids with him, obviously. But and my thinking is, okay, when he comes home, I want to help him just because he's gonna need help, but not to brag to any of my peoples. Yo, I got him good now.
Well, he also said the nurturing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But I mean, from my experience with women group chats, y'all
Women group chat.
y'all brag without knowing you're bragging. Like y'all be like y'all talk about the sex you had last night, and it'll just be casual to you guys, but to your friends who aren't getting sex, it's bragging.
Why are you in a women's group chat?
I'm not in the women's group chat, but I have a lot of
Oh,
female
I was
friends.
about to
I have a
say,
lot of
how did you
female
get there?
friends who like I pay attention to a lot of their group chat. I have a lot of attention to detail, so when they'll tell me about like when they'll send me screenshots, I'll read the whole screenshot.
Do you is there a difference to you? Do you see between the lying player, so like the player guy who's a liar,
Mhm.
who the woman changes to be honest and monogamous, versus the man who thinks he can change the gold digging hoe into a loyal traditional housewife? Do you think either are possible, and which one happens more?
I definitely think the latter. Like you can
You could
turn a
turn a
hoe
hoe
into
into
a
a housewife.
housewife. I think so because in all definition, most girls I've met are hoes until they find a guy that they want to be a housewife for.
You know what? I think that's pretty fair to say. I
He-
don't know. I mean, I don't know what your
he's right.
definition of a hoe is.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're fucking five guys at one time, but have going out and getting to know somebody, having sex or whatever. Yes,
Yeah.
but that I agree with that definitely.
He's right about that. I don't know if I would say loyal, but traditional housewife. He's right about that. But it's all about okay. You can get her and you can get her to be this way, but can you get her to be consistent? So he's right. You can get her and get her to be consistent. I don't want to name any celebrities out there, but there's celebrities out there who have, and then guess what happened after the relationship ends or they get into a fight? They go revert back to the hoe. They go on social media, take their clothes off, show their cheeks, twerk or whatever. Or when they break up, they go on social media, take their clothes off,
Yep.
show their cheeks, and say "fuck men now." Da da da. Da. They go back to the hoe. So yeah, he's right.
No, he's right.
You can obtain that, and you can mold that. But I feel like what's in you is in you. Character is not something you can train.
Yeah.
No, but character can change. I do believe that.
I don't.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Mindset maybe, and
Or maybe that's what I mean.
and energy, but character no.
Yeah, people don't change. Actions do.
But you think that it's easier for a man to change a woman than it is for a woman to change a man?
I think so. Like
Okay.
men are like kind of we're simple, but we're also hardwired. You know, when you find a man, he's probably gonna stay the same way
Forever.
most of his life.
Now, do you think men are attracted to high status, economically valuable alpha women? Have you ever known a high status, economically valuable
I
alpha
think men are
woman?
intimidated by that. I
So
think
they don't.
I think a lot of men who aren't really like secure with themselves are intimidated by that. They're intimidated by a girl who makes more than them. They're intimidated by a girl who dresses better, by a girl who walks better, smells better. You know, like
Why?
Yeah, why?
it's an insecurity thing. I think it's an insecurity thing. It comes down
Mm.
to like if the man is not secure, you know, with himself,
Mm.
like that can be very intimidating to them. That's why a lot of girls who are like alpha, you know, they're the single ones. They're
Mm,
they're the ones that, you know, are out at the
have a
bar
hard time.
at the bar with their homegirls instead of, you know,
Or they with beta males,
yeah, or that's
weaker
yeah,
guys.
they're with a guy that they can control, you know.
Mm. Do you believe men marry who they want, but women marry who they can?
That's kind of difficult. I think it's vice versa. Like I feel like it's a lot
Women
easier.
marry who they want, and
Y-
men marry who they can.
I think so because it's like women can, I think, get a man much easier. Pussy rules the world.
So
Like
so let me
Hey,
ask you a question.
I'm on the winning
When
team.
was the last time you saw a woman propose to a man?
And how do you feel about that?
actually last month, and it was I was walking I when I went, was it last month that I went to Florida? Whenever I went to Florida, I was walking the boardwalk with my friend. And actually, a woman got down on one knee and proposed to a dude, and you know, everyone. It was. I think it's normal. First of all, it was an interesting question. I heard the other day. It was just like, what would you do if a woman proposed to you? And I said, hell yeah, I'll take that. Give me a big ass ring. Sure.
You don't feel like you don't.
that's kind of beta,
Not really. How so?
cause that kind of means like she's gonna wear the pants.
I don't think so. I think it's you can have two alphas in a relationship. I think so. So if I that's attracted to me if she proposes to me, because then that
Mm.
means that, you know, yo,
She really loves you.
I definitely want this dude for the rest of my life. Like, you know,
Mm.
like I think
There's
that's
no
attractive.
question.
Yeah, I love when a girl knows what she wants and goes for it. Like if you want to propose, like if I'm not proposing to you and you want to propose to me and I want to marry you, sure, go ahead. I don't mind it.
Mm. Okay,
Very interesting. So
I
go-
disagree, but it's fine.
he said it's fine. I still love him. He's still my brother. Do you feel like women settle more than men, like with their partner that they choose?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about men? Do you think men do too, or no?
Nah, men. I'm not gonna. I think women cheat more, but men get caught cheating more.
Why do you think women settle more than men?
Women settle more than men because they'll fall. They care more. They'll just fall in love more. Like she'll fall.
More like quicker?
I've seen so many girls just fall in love with dick and then
Mhm.
just end up with a dude that she hates, and then, you know, end up in like such a bad situation, but like she can't escape because the dick is good.
I
Like
So
go
interesting.
ahead.
I
No.
I like a lot of women, they'll fall in love with the dick and they'll just stick around, but like men, they'll get bored very easily.
Ah,
I concur. I'm going to expound more. Women don't really have a lot of options. And the higher they elevate in life and become alpha and start making this money, the lesser options they have.
Mm.
That's another. What was the last thing you said?
That men get bored very easily.
Yes, I
mm,
agree. I said this in an audio show. Men pursue women, but women need to keep their interest. It's easy for us to keep women around. It's harder for us to get them.
Yeah.
It's easy for women to get men and
And-
acquire sex. We're
and
gonna
keep
get
them
down to
around.
it than to keep them around. So I always say, The main thing of a man is two things. What's the purpose for dating? Either I want you to be my wife, girlfriend, or sex. So the moment most likely is sex, right? The moment I get sex, I'm already done. I'm on to the next. Mentally, I'm on to the next. I'm disgusted of you. You already gave it to me already. The lust is gone. I'm disgusted. So you got a bigger job now. You want to keep getting consistent dick, good dick from me. You want to get claimed. You want to be married. You want me to stick around. You're the one that gotta keep my interest.
So how do you guys think a woman should do that though?
Don't have sex on the first date.
Point blank.
I agree with him, but I'm gonna go further. What she gotta do is she gotta study and learn that man. She gotta see what he likes and what he doesn't like, because men are, like he said, men are simple and we get bored easily. If we see that a woman is really excited and wants to be with us and stuff like that and has similar interests, like something that I'm passionate about, for example, sports. If she wants to like, oh, she wants to learn about sports or whatever, or I watch WWE sometimes. She wants to really learn about that. Hey, I'll sit with you and watch it. I'm going to say, oh, shit. Okay. And the sex is good.
Right.
She's different.
Is the point that she's showing interest in your interests?
Yes. And more, not just more that, more so of like catering, being submissive, feminine, like, all those other aspects.
I say don't have sex on the first date because, in my experience, once a guy, that's kind of an end goal for men. Men use sex to find love. Women use love to find sex, kind of.
Okay.
So once you have sex on the first date, it's kind of like the man has achieved his goal in essence. So that's he's not gonna stick around.
Even if the sex was good on that first date,
unless the sex has to be like immaculate, basically. Like he has to fall. He has to fall. Like I said, he needs the sex to lead to the love.
What's immaculate sex?
Like you're over here like
this is subjective.
You're over here like, for me it's like you're over here like like I'm over here like damn bro, like sheesh, like I can't last in here, like oh my god, like the head game has to be great, like she has to be doing some stuff. Don't give me no vanilla sex, like talk to me, eye contact, like you're on top, I'm on top, like we're
vanilla.
I know.
I one thing I can't do, I can't do vanilla sex no more. Like I need something. Like any girl that's just been there, just like lying there. Nah, I can't do that. I've had.
So you like your partners to be engaging like you?
Absolutely.
Right, okay, because we've heard many times on the show how he's like, I don't care. They could be a dud. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna have my way with him.
If I'm
that's what I'm saying.
I'm the shit talker, and I'm gonna initiate. Oh, you like that? Right. And then I want conversation back. But if she's already starting like, oh, pull my hair, do this, you like this, I'm gonna be like, shut up, because at that moment it's like I feel weird. Like you're dominating me.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
you like for her to tell you what to do
to
her. Okay.
Absolutely, because then it's not really like like pull my hair. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, how hard. Like,
right.
No, like
right.
I'm
You're like, oh, all right.
I'm yoinking that shit. Like like she's like spank me. I'm not gonna be like giving her a little tap. Like I'm clapping that. Like so. I love when like I said, I love when a girl knows what she wants, and like if you can tell me that, I love that shit.
Do women have sexual intercourse with whom they want and men with whom they can, or vice versa?
Absolutely, it's so much easier for women to get sex.
Yeah,
like a girl could literally go out into the street and just raise her hand and be like, "Who wants to have sex with me?" And guys will line up. A guy does that, he's probably.
That's what you said in one of the shows too.
Food porn.
A guy does that, he'll probably get arrested. Like
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know before we said, are men attracted to high status, economically valuable alpha women? Do you think women are attracted to high status, the same thing, but for a man?
100%.
You think women more than men?
Yeah,
they'll probably
they'll be looking for a guy who's over 6 feet, a guy who makes 6 figures, a guy who drives a nice car, a guy that has nice status. For one of the first questions that on almost every first date I have is about like
how much you make,
about a job, about a career, like So they're definitely not gonna say like gold digging, but gold digging aspects.
It's funny. We're gonna get into the next topic about that, but before we get into the next question, most women, and I say most, not all, but most women, majority of them, about 90%, practice hypergamy. So the stuff that he said, the height, the social status, the financial status, the
Mhm.
economic status, the social dynamics, who you know, who other people are to him, his character, better at sex. Women always date up,
Mm.
so they practice hypergamy. Most of them do. 10% will be equal or below,
Mhm.
but most women practice hypergamy. They're in denial about it.
Mm.
And the next question,
Mm. Do you think that makes them opportunistic or opportunists?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. They'll jump at that.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen so many girls that are with a guy literally just because he's tall, and they won't date any other guy just because he's short. Like, yeah,
Really?
that means, do you know that do means women don't really have options, and they settle more than men do.
uh, in I kind of agree with you, but I kind of don't. It's not really. Yeah, they kind of settle more than men do. I will give you that,
Because
but
they're limiting
I was
themselves.
about to say that they're limiting
Let's say, for
themselves.
example, a woman only dates black men,
mhm,
and we know black men really are the dominant race, but in society they are not
yeah,
because of white supremacy, and that's another topic.
mm,
So that's why black men are always on the bottom tier, your projects, whatever. If you see a black man that's made it, it's rappers,
athletes.
athletes. It's you don't
Entertainers.
hear about real estate agents unless they're a real estate investor.
Yeah,
Then they're really making money. But you don't see them in the public eye. Who do you see most in the public eye? Black athletes, rappers, actors. And there's not really a lot of actors that are really making money like that.
yeah,
You're black.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that, it's like a woman could be, oh, I only date black guys. I have a
mm,
race preference. I only date black guys. So, but depending on like environmental, like demographics, she might be limited. Let's say she's a high earner or whatever. She lives in San Diego, and there
Okay.
aren't a lot of black guys there. And the ones who are there that she meets,
They're not her type.
no, they may be her type, but they might not be there financially.
Oh,
They
okay.
might not be there,
They might not get her whole checklist of what she
yes,
needs.
it could be
Gotcha.
a RN that makes 120,000, and all she meets is black men. Remember, she has a race preference. All they make is 50,000, 70,000.
Mm,
You see what I'm
that's true.
saying?
yeah.
All right. What's the difference, do you think, between reacting and responding?
Reacting is more emotion. Responding is actual, like words, actual. Like
Mhm.
I could tell you that I cheated, and you could just start throwing shit, and you just start crying. Like, that's just reacting. But you could talk to me and be like, well,
Mhm.
why? Well, how?
Right.
When?
Oh, that's
Mm.
good.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think reacting is more
Emotional,
like
yeah.
it's not just that. I'm gonna expound. Reacting is more you don't even think. Like the moment before I even finish my sentence, like, so I could say something like this, right? Because this is what triggers a lot of women. And I don't say all pertaining to this. Some things I say all women are, like emotional, but I won't say all women. Like I could say, um, most women aren't submissive.
Are
Okay.
not submissive?
Yeah, or not submissive. And that can trigger them. Now, when I go into it and I say, well, I believe that women should be submissive, and this is why. Before I finish the sentence, there's a feminist that's gonna come out or whatever it is that's gonna be they cut me off and be like, it should be both, and da 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 da. And
Mm.
that's her reacting. She's
Mhm.
not even listening. Remember, listen and silent are spelled with the same letters.
Mm,
So it's like when you are responding, you're actually analyzing. You're letting that person speak. Are you done? You dissect everything, and now you're gonna spill. It's like a debate,
Mhm.
like a real debate, how real
Right.
debate should be.
mm,
But
Right.
when we see debates, it gets emotional sometimes. And you're cutting each other off, and it's this
Right.
and that, and they're not getting to their time. Like, you got 2 minutes, you got 2 minutes. You're going over time. Like, remember the last presidential debate?
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
That
see
was
what I'm
funny.
saying? So like that's what I believe it reacting and responding is.
I will say that I think that reacting is more of a female trait and responding is more of a male trait.
Preach.
I don't know.
Preach.
I don't know because
I've
I've seen men, react and they don't know how to respond.
I've seen men
Their
react.
response is a
I've
reaction.
seen men react as well, but I think that in my experience, it's highly more of a female trait to
Yeah.
react first, respond
It
later.
could be because you guys are very calm and like laid back.
I was talking to him months ago, about emotional intelligence.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because me and my ex were having a big whole huge blow up argument, and he basically told me, he was just like, yo, you have to, you have to just talk to her. She's not gonna talk back to you, but you need to make her talk to you, because women, she's just gonna react to you. You need to actually make her like respond instead
Mm.
of react to you.
That's
Because
true.
sometimes, sorry, Sue, I know you're gonna get into it, but sometimes what often happens because of the emotions, now you start to kind of get childish.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And it's
Mhm.
like when a woman, and I spoke to him about this, but like I'm gonna talk to like further down the line. When a woman is emotional at that moment, she's irrational. So what? Even she could be the highest educated, whatever. She's angry. Like you can't deal with an angry woman on an angry way. You have to be the opposite. That's how you're
Mhm.
gonna water that down. Like you
Mhm.
can't fire in a fire is just gonna explosion.
Mhm.
So fire fire extinguisher.
Mhm.
You gotta be that.
No, I definitely agree with you. But again, to me, it's not a gender based. I feel like people in general, whoever's emotional, will just react and not respond.
Mm.
Because I have my son who's 23, and he went through a breakup, and his girl, I think his ex that she was seen with another guy. So what did he do? He reacted. He wasn't responding the right way, and he's a man. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's gender based.
I think he's just young.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think he's just young.
Yeah, one of the things I was talking to him about is collecting everything. Collecting all the information, because
Mhm.
like let's say she's going crazy and everything like that. Like, okay, let her do whatever she needs to do. Let her yell and all that other stuff. Once she's done, it's like, hey baby, listen, you're done, right? Okay, now it's time to have an adult
Right.
conversation. Now it's
Mhm.
time to do this, and now it's time to do that. So it's kind of like you get all the information and collect it, and then now you direct it this way, and this is how it's gonna go.
Mm.
One rule I have in a relationship is, like, if we're having an argument and if it goes on long enough that I'm just over it, I'm gonna end it. Like, the argument's done. If you want to talk about this again tomorrow, when we're both calm, we're both nice, relaxed, and we can talk about it again tomorrow. But I don't like dragging. One thing I will not do is I will not drag out an argument from yesterday to tomorrow. Like, I don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna wake up and have the same damn argument we're having yesterday.
Over again, right?
Today's a brand new day.
Yeah, definitely. I feel you on that. Are you the type that needs to settle things, like, let's talk about it right now, or are you the type that I need to calm down first, I need to get my mind collected, and then we'll be able to talk?
I don't really get that emotional, so I never really have to, like,
Calm yourself.
really calm myself in the moment. As far as, like, settling things, I feel that that's kind of like a childish uh kind of like a childish thought, that we need to resolve this right now. Like,
Mm.
no, we don't. Because if you really think about it, one thing I always say when I'm in a relationship is like, are we going to remember this argument in 5 years, 10 years down the line? Are we, if it's that important, well, we can actually hash it out. But if we're like arguing over like peanut butter or something, like, yo, are we really gonna remember this argument tomorrow? Are we gonna remember this argument next week? And then in 2 years, like, we don't just let it go, just dissolve it.
All right. Do you think men have biological clocks the same as women do?
Um,
Like, for example, when to get married, when to have a child?
I think men have plans, but not necessarily like internal clocks that are just like, oh man, like I need to, like, I need to get married soon. Like, I'm getting old. Like, I think that's definitely females.
Women.
Females have more biological clocks. Like, men, we have plans, but necessarily
I like that. Men
don't
have
really.
plans.
Yeah, we plan out stuff. Like, when I was younger, I always said, by 27 I want to get married, I want to have like 2 kids. I'm 28 now, and done none of that. So
Do you still how do you feel about that? Are you like, ooh, what the hell was I thinking at back then?
yeah, I did say that. Once I turned the day I turned 27, I was just like, bro, I thought I was gonna have
Thank
kids,
you,
but
God.
I was like, I thought I was gonna have kids by now. I thought I was gonna be married by now. Man, I haven't even found a good girl. Like,
Oh boy. All right, this question: what gender is more judgmental, men or women?
definitely women, 100%.
Are you kidding me?
100%. I literally just went through a list how females are just like, yo, I need a guy who's 6 feet. I won't date no short guys. Like, I need a guy with a big dick. I can't date no shrimpies. Like, some men, like, you give him like some warm pussy, he'll be good. Like, he doesn't really ask that many questions.
Yeah, man. I think women
That's
are.
not really judgmental, though. That's what you're willing to have. Judgmental, like who?
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
I
off.
think
Sorry about
I
that.
think she's judgmental because she, like, and it's not even like I prefer these type of guys. It's like I won't date these type of guys. Like, I feel that's the
Yeah, and
judgmental part.
because let's
I'm
say
getting
for
ganged
example,
up on
yo,
them.
let's say for example, she's 5'4" and he's like 5'9", 5'10". She'll be like, no, I only want to date 6 feet because 5'9", 5'10" guys can't lead
Yeah.
or
That's not
can't date.
all
That's a
women, though.
preconceived notion. She's judging in her mind.
How about men who judge women who dress a certain way?
I feel
Not a lot often. Not often though. You said who judges more, right?
Who's more
What
judgmental?
gender is more
Who's more?
judgmental?
We're not saying men don't judge. Men do judge out there,
Yeah.
but women definitely judge more. They will even shame a guy. I even said this in the show. They will shame a guy for not thinking like them.
Mm.
We're all the same. we gotta think the same. Why do you don't look at loyalty the same way as me and being faithful?
Yeah.
They'll judge you. They will shame you for,
And
oh, you can't be this way.
and
You're
and
in a relationship.
the worst thing about females is, like, they don't support other females. Like, y'all will be the biggest critics of each other. Like,
He said, "Yeah."
if you ever see,
Do you not know? Have you not seen the rest of the show? I'm one of the 2%.
I'm speaking to the general
All right,
audience
thank you
that's
very
watching
much.
this. Like, in high school, you'll see a girl gets bullied. It'll most likely be by
Yeah,
another girl.
girls are vicious.
Is
Yeah.
and they'll always attack, like, their own.
Yeah.
Like,
They're awful.
y'all really want, like, gender equality, but y'all aren't even for your own gender sometimes.
Mm.
Ouch.
It'd be crazy. Like, the most people who come at women are other women.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
I feel attacked right now.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know why a lot more good girls and women who aren't being slutty online and not getting paid for it. Let's make that clear. You know, I respect the sex workers and the strippers. But if they're not getting paid for it and they're just doing that, like, she could be a real estate agent. Next thing you know, you see her in a bra and panties. I'm confused. Are you trying to sell houses or pussy?
No, but this is where he differs from
No,
me.
no, no.
'cause
I'm getting to it. Now, these good girls know that that's wrong. And yo, these other guys are gonna think we're all doing this. But a lot of them won't hold them accountable because in the comments, other girls will say you're a hater because you don't have that type of body.
Mm.
You're a you why are you letting her you see, they will attack other girls. And because a lot of women don't like that scrutiny and they're very sensitive and emotional, they can't take it. They can't take that pressure.
But
So
if they're attacking other girls who are attacking that one girl, then they're actually holding the first chick down. No?
Kind of.
you confuse me.
Yeah.
If they're attacking,
You're saying, all right, if the real estate agent is now wearing a bra and panties out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and some chick wants to say, "What are you doing wearing that?"
yeah,
and they go on there, they're gonna get attacked by other women saying you're a hater because you
Yes.
don't have a body.
yes.
So it's really one girl attacking another girl, but other girls coming to her defense.
No, sometimes that doesn't happen.
Sometimes they could just be hating on the other girl.
Yeah.
That's true.
They
Okay.
might not even care about the real estate agent anymore. They might just want to just fight in the comments.
Why do you
Yes.
think people judge others so much? Like, is it learned behavior, social conditioning, social media conditioning, friends,
I think
religion, school? Like, what comes into
I
it?
think it's the way you're raised, and also a lot of social media has a lot of influence.
think
It's like the way people look on Instagram, like it was I don't know if you ever watched on Netflix. It's called The Social Dilemma. If you guys haven't watched it, you really should. But one thing they really highlight in there is how social media has led to so much depression, like, in this generation,
Yeah.
because she's like, oh, my body doesn't look like that. You know, my face is not,
Yeah.
my hair isn't that long. You know?
And these filters that they have now,
Yeah.
oh my god!
They can make you look like a supermodel.
I put it on my. I don't really look like this, but damn, I wish I did.
Yeah.
I am gorgeous.
They go from a 2 to a 10 with one filter.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there's a filter that says it's called no filter, but it makes you look so goddamn gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Let me ask you something. A woman that, let's use this scenario. A woman is in a dress, it's see-through. And underneath you can see she's in a thong. She's not wearing a bra. She might have those
Little
what are
nipple
those
covers.
called? Nipple covers. You know, she's like half naked under there and she's facing towards the camera. And a lot of women know that this isn't acceptable. There's other women in the comments that are yeah, girl, you got it, flaunt it. Do you think this is women empowerment?
Yeah, because
Both ways?
yeah,
Like
I
the
think
woman that is dressing that way and the women that are praising her?
yeah, because she, like I said before, like women should be able to wear what they clothes were made to be worn. You know, someone made
Mm,
that see through dress so that some girl could wear and show off her thong and show off her nipple covers. And if that's what she's down for, go ahead, girl.
mm, okay.
You're right over
I
there. Are
disagree.
you okay over there?
I
You sound so sad. You're like,
I
well.
disagree, but go ahead.
So what about women taking charge now and in relationships, like perhaps even manipulating and being sexually liberated to the world for the world to know and see as part of women empowerment? What do you feel about that?
um, I don't really understand the question. But as far as like you know what I mean, like taking charge in like a relationship,
Yeah.
kind of. I don't mind if my girl.
Well, yeah, you said that you like
I
that.
don't mind if my girl wears the pants, but I got the belt, so you know she can't stay up with she can't stay up without me.
That's nice. I
So,
like that.
you know, she can take charge all she wants, but she knows who's in charge.
I think he likes the whole belt part. He's like, you got him with the whole vanilla sex comment you did, and now the belt.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna have to use that in my arsenal of
That
phrases.
was dope.
That was a good phrase.
But for me, I wear the pants and the belt. So, yeah.
He's the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
Would you agree the natural sexual dynamic of two people is dominant and submissive? No, he said that two alphas can be together.
Yeah, I think two alphas can be. I think you can have two dominants. You can be like, yo, you know what? Like if one day she wants to take control, like sure, go ahead. You know.
So you don't mind having your woman just
at the end of the day, I'm always gonna do what I want. She's not gonna stop me from doing what I want.
Okay.
So if she wants to do what she wants as well, go ahead. I love that shit. But at the end of the day, I'm always gonna do what I want. You know, once I get in the bed, like I'm not gonna follow like exactly like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. So you know, if she wants to do that too, then I'm all down for it.
Okay.
When do you think women want to be dominated, and when do they want to be submissive?
Certain women, I think, all the time.
Want to be dominated all the time?
Dominated all the time with like every aspect. It could come down to whether you're picking somewhere to eat or in the bed. Like she always wants you to drive. Like I think they want to be dominated all the time. Like they like they like being cuddled. They like being that little spoon. You know, like a metaphorical little spoon. You know.
And what have you been more not attracted to? Just the type of women that you've had in your life. Have they been more dominant or more submissive?
More submissive usually, because I'm very like straightforward, headstrong, and very stubborn. So if I meet another girl,
much fun in the family.
If I meet another girl who's like that, you know, we usually butt heads. We usually clash. You know.
But you said two alphas could work.
Two alphas can work, but she needs to realize that she's alpha. If she tries to be fake alpha, like
now you make me understand.
Being a real alpha is like, I know that I'm alpha. I don't need to like
show it all
assert. I don't need to assert it. Like you know it. But like when girls feel like they need to like assert something, that's when you clash the heads. I feel like.
Wow. You're very insightful.
Yeah, he
very
is.
deep.
I don't
because he says a lot of things and I'm like, he has the same gift like of you, like making people like, even though I agree with him, he like shows me things. I'm like, I still didn't feel it
the
that
way he dissected it. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I don't believe women are alpha at all. I think they're only alpha in certain environments and aspects. For example, she could be a financial alpha. She might try to bring that in the relationship, and it's like, baby girl, you know I got a dick, right? Like, sit the fuck down, relax. This is not gonna work. Like, you can't even dominate me. So it's like I've experienced women who are high value, financially or whatever, or economically, have been submissive to me. Why? It's a character of me. I never had to coerce them. I never had to be like, yo, shut the fuck up, raise my voice louder than them.
I agree on
that. I was always, whether I approached them in a respectful manner and I got the same way, or I treated them a certain way, my voice could have made them submissive. Any aspect of a character of me and my energy has made them be submissive. I've seen women tear men's heads apart verbally, and then the same instinct, they turn around and they're like, turn their head, oh, would you want to get something to eat? Very submissive. So it's like, what is that? That matters about the man. So like he was saying, you don't need to go out in the room and be like, "Oh, I'm alpha, I'm alpha." It was like a real alpha steps into the room, everybody's quiet.
Yeah.
It's like a real gangster. You see what I'm saying? So I don't believe that though. Rah rah, independent and pumping their chest is alpha.
Nah.
It's
Right.
fake.
Right. That's what he said.
That's
Fake
just like
alpha.
fake alpha.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna clash heads. But if you're real alpha, then she knows that already.
Right. I agree with that one. When do men want to be submissive, and when do they want to be dominant or want control? I don't think men ever want to be submissive.
Yeah, I agree on
personally.
that. I don't think men ever want to
I
be
think they
submissive.
do.
When is that? When do men want to be submissive?
You
talking about like beta males?
It could be an alpha beta.
Okay, I need to.
You know, I don't put myself in a category because I'm alpha. Like
Okay.
I'm dominant alpha.
Okay.
So, but like, let's say a man wants to be submissive. For example, let's say he's not a decision maker. So he's like, baby, like,
Where do you want to go eat?
where you want to go eat? Giving her the choice or whatever. He's not really a leader. So he might be in that aspect, like he can't be that way. Or it could even be in the bedroom. Maybe this doesn't resonate with you, Johnny, but like another man could just be like, it could be a governor of a state, a police officer. He has a dominant role in the day-to-day, goes home and is like, yo, tie me up and spank me.
Oh, okay.
You see, so it's like different men. This could be like an alpha beta. So in the bedroom might be where he wants to be the most submissive. I'd rather let her do everything.
Take control, right?
Take control. I'm not a good decision maker for dinner. You pick where you want to go eat. You see?
Yep.
I feel like that's a different category of men though. Because I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think I could ever have a girl tie me off and do all that stuff. Like, nah.
Yeah, because that specific man could want to be submissive sexually. So when we say submissive, it's not really it's not specific. It's just general. So it could be all different ways: mentally, emotionally, sexually. And that governor of the state who has that authoritative figure in day to day, he has to be dominant. He has to be in control. He has to constantly make decisions. When he comes home, he may want to be sexually submissive.
That's when he unwinds, kind of.
I think that's all. Like, I think it's only beta men who want to be submissive. I can't see any normal, upstanding dude really want to be submissive. Like, if you and I feel like, to go on what you said with that governor, he needs to make all those decisions because he's a beta. He needs to feel like he's in power. He needs somebody to stroke his dick, like in like metaphorically. Like, so when he goes home,
he's on to something.
When he goes home, that's why he's submissive, because he's a beta. He's a beta by heart.
He's just a bitch.
Yeah,
and his position and status is what makes him feel good.
Basically.
And you know what? I'm glad that he said that, because I think in a past audio show I said, when you are how you are in the household and in your relationship, that's really who you are.
I remember you
For
saying
example, the rapper who has the alter ego and he's dominant. But when he goes home, he's very submissive. Even in the bedroom, that's who you are.
Yeah.
So the way he broke it down, yes, that makes sense.
100%.
Now, when do men want women to be submissive to them and then dominant to them?
All the time. Oh wait, dominant to them? I don't never. Submissive all the time.
Just submissive, period.
Yeah.
Not dominant ever.
I think so. Like I said, if it would be a beta male, if you would ever want her to like be submissive to her.
Did you just lower me?
Are you one?
I'm one. I'm number one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think men want women to be submissive to them all the time, especially in bed.
Yeah.
It's like that's where our ego is stroked the most.
So when would a woman want a man to be dominant to them and then submissive to them? I personally, as a woman, I wouldn't want a man to be submissive to me. The only thing, and I know it probably doesn't coincide, is what I do want is for them to be emotional. Not emotional like crying all the time, but just
vulnerable.
So vulnerable. Whatever that. But not submissive. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I think women want men to be submissive to them when it pertains to the relationship dynamic outside of bed.
I agree.
Not inside, but outside of bed. Like, baby, I want you to listen to my needs and do what I say.
This is the woman talking?
Yeah. You know what? I'll say most women, not all.
I'll say all. I feel like
Johnny, do you want me to hit you with this?
but you don't want your man to buy flowers, like rub your feet for you, like draw your bubble baths, like you never getting that feeling like that. That's being submissive to a woman. I feel like
Maybe the flowers, but no, don't touch my feet, and I could draw my own bath.
I feel like a lot
the
of
flowers would be nice
I
every
feel
once in a
a
while.
lot of females I know would always
You
want
think
like,
buying flowers is submissive? It's more like you're showing her that
if
I
she's
was thinking about you today. Here you go.
if she's telling me to buy the flowers, then yes.
If she's telling you, there's a difference.
You know what? And I'll expound with what he's saying. If that's not his thing, and he knows that's her thing, it's submissive. That's number one. And I'll reiterate what he said. If she's asking me to buy her flowers, that's submissive. Now, there's a difference, and I said this, there's a difference with spoiling your woman and being whipped. That's a man that's whipped. Spoiling your woman, if that guy is a flower buyer, is spoiling her. It's not submissive.
Okay, but if he is not a flower buyer, right? But he knows she likes it.
It's submissive.
But she's not asking.
Submissive.
She's not telling
it's
you.
Submissive
I want
because it's
flowers.
not his thing.
No, but it's him thinking about her, saying, you know what, she had a rough day or whatever it is. Just because I love her and I'm thinking about her today, I got an extra $20.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Submissive?
I'm gonna give you an example. Me, I'm not a flower buyer.
Mm-hmm.
This shit's gonna fucking die. I'll buy you a card.
That's like my dad.
Write you a poem or something like that. I'll take you out on a trip. I'll take you out to a picnic. These are more memorable things.
I agree with that. So like what you said, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like what you said with like when you were like, oh, you like how am I gonna know she wants flowers if she's not hinting it or if she's not saying something? I'm not just gonna magically be like, flowers. Like no, I can, if you have a bad day, like we can go to the beach, we can like have a nice night, like we can do.
Yes, and the flowers thing.
Really stuck on this flower.
The flowers thing could be subjective. It could be specifically what she wants. He doesn't care about that. Remember, different love languages. Just because I don't get you flowers doesn't mean I don't love you. A picnic for me could be love. I'm doing what I want, giving her how I feel. That's him spoiling. It's not submissive. It becomes submissive when he knows, for example, she wants to go hiking. I don't like that shit. So now she says to me, oh, if you don't go hiking with me, you don't love me.
That's
so
also
now
manipulation, but that's the difference.
So now I go hiking with her. I'm simping. I'm submissive.
I agree with you on that. But
and I don't like it. I don't want to be there.
Buying flowers, that to me is no sign of submission.
It's submissive if it's not what he wants to do.
If she's not telling him, then how is that being submissive? She's not saying, damn, can't you buy me flowers once in a while? No. Let's say you guys are watching TV and she goes, oh, that's nice. He got her flowers.
She's telling you she wants flowers. Right when she said that, she's telling you she wants flowers.
You gotta understand our mind with your mind. If she doesn't know, right? If she's not saying it, that to buy me flowers, and he just gets it, that means he's doing it because he's wants to.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I said that earlier. It's not submissive because he's doing it because he wants to, and he's a flower buyer. But
no flower buyer.
But knowledge is fuel for power. If when they first met, she said, "I love flowers." And he's like, I'm not really a flower buyer. Then 3 months down the line, she's having a heartbreak or whatever, and he gets her flowers. He's submissive.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Because it's not something he wants to do. He just admitted to her, I'm not a flower buyer.
But it's him being kind. I don't see that as submissive at all.
Sue,
we can agree to disagree.
Yes, we can agree to disagree. I'm not a flower buyer.
Right.
I'm not also gonna, like Valentine's Day, I'm not gonna buy the chocolate stuff.
Right.
But I'm gonna do other things, set reservations for dinner. Obviously, I'm not gonna do a picnic. It's February. Right. It's cold. Mm-hmm. But I'll do other things. Maybe we'll take a trip to Miami. Right, maybe we'll do something else that I wanna do, and you're gonna benefit from that. That's alpha. Mm-hmm. That's more dominant. The submissive stuff would be like, let me get her flowers and candy. Yeah, because I know she likes that. And if I don't do it, I'm going to be in the doghouse or sleeping on the couch.
Right.
That's submissive.
And it's also submissive because it's Valentine's Day. But this is the last that we'll get there, and so then we can move on because we're just still going to disagree to disagree. If it's just one day he's coming out of work and he sees somebody selling a rose and he's in a good mood and he's like, fuck it, let me just get it for her. That is not submissive. That is him being a good, thinking about her.
Yes, because he wants to.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Him buying flowers, even though he's not a flower guy, just because he wants to, because he's in a good mood that day,
Oh
that is
no,
not
no, that's beta.
submissive.
No, that's beta.
Get the
That's
hell
beta.
out of
See, me,
here.
I'm not ever thinking. Look, listen, Johnny. I'm not ever thinking. Oh, I'm thinking of her. Let me get her flowers. Even though I'm not a flower buyer guy,
Oh
let me get her
Lord,
flowers. No, that's almost like we doing the challenge, and I'm gonna wear the dress. I'm
that
gonna
is
wear a
not
girl's dress
even
because I want to make her happy
near
and
it.
bond.
So to go off that, I was actually this girl I was talking to. I was in the city the other day. I was just walking, and I passed by like 3 flower stands. Didn't get her flowers, but you know what I did? There was like a little cactus in a globe, so I got that for her.
Okay, is that simping
No,
or is that submissive?
no.
It's not.
Okay, but
It's
even
not
if you got the
because
flowers, that's still not submissive.
It
But I'm saying you're thinking like specifically on flowers. Like if I'm not a flower buyer either, so like I'm not gonna get her flowers
Right.
just because I'm thinking of her. But I will get her something.
Something else.
Yeah, I'll get
Right.
her something to let her know I'm
My
thinking of her.
point is, no matter what it is, if you're thinking about her and you get whatever it is, that's not submissive.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, do women run relationships or men?
Men,
Can it be equal?
it won't work if it's equal. I think there has to be some sort of hierarchy a little bit at some point. Like if it's equal, like like I'll take my parents for example. They've been married for damn near 40 years.
Yeah.
Like my dad basically runs shit. I think that at some point there has to be a certain hierarchy to last. And I mean it could be the women on top too. If that's what the guy is into, like it could be the woman on top. But I think that
Somebody has to be.
if it's equal, like I feel like that's why the marriage rate is so like trash.
But now when you
then
say
Johnny,
equal,
two alphas can't be successful in a relationship.
I think they can.
No,
aren't
you're
both your
contradicting.
parents alphas though?
You're contradicting.
No, because she said like who runs the relationship. Like there doesn't necessarily have to be. Yeah, you can have an alpha. Just because she's an alpha too doesn't mean that she's gonna run me.
Okay, I get your point. At some point, somebody has to relinquish control.
Right.
Exactly.
That's pretty much
yeah.
what he's saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
basically.
so there can be two. Yes, my mom and dad are
Yeah,
both alpha,
I was that.
and she submits to him. So I get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Do women want masculine men or feminine men?
Masculine.
Nobody wants
Okay.
feminine.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really wants a feminine man.
I think
unless it's like certain aspects of him are feminine, like like she'll be into like he'll watch a show, like he'll watch Pretty Little Liars with her or something, or whatever.
What was Pretty Little Liars?
My ex my ex was watching. I wasn't watching. I was sleeping, but she would get mad at that. Like she would watch it every single Tuesday. Like every single Tuesday, she'd be like, "Yo, can I watch my show?" I'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead, do your thing." But I,
But you wouldn't watch it.
Nah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
watch. I'd go on my laptop. I'd do some other things, and she'd be like, why don't you ever watch this show with me?" I'd be like, I don't want to watch. What is this?
women that are dominant and alpha 24/7 that are used to like running men in the past in their relationships, being in charge in their relationships, and they're go-getters in their day-to-day. So they're alpha in the entirety and all aspects. They would gravitate towards feminine men.
Really?
Yeah, they would never love
think
them. They would never love them. They may confuse themselves into loving them just because of how science and biology is. They would never love them.
I guess that makes sense.
And want them and be sexually attracted to them, but they would be in a relationship with them.
It's almost like
because
opposites attract.
yes, because and if a woman is used to control, she can control that dynamic and that man.
So then, do you think it's the same way with men? Like, do men want a more feminine woman or a more masculine woman?
Want a more feminine woman.
So
unless he's a more feminine a man, then he would want a more masculine woman.
More masculine woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if that's the case, like if you love the idea of the person, not the actual person. I think.
Okay. Do you think there's any contradiction to a woman who says she's a strong feminist but desires to be submissive to a strong alpha dominant male? I don't think it's a contradiction.
I don't think so.
I think there's a contradiction.
Why?
So the thing is, like, once you put strong in there, it's like dominant. It could be adamant. It can be stubborn.
It
It
can
yes,
be.
it can be hardcore. So I say that in this world, there's two types of women. They're either feminists and they don't realize it. They're either feminists or they're traditional. That's it. You either want equality in all aspects, gender equality, relationship, blah blah blah, or you're traditional. You see what I'm saying?
But
there has been women who have been feminists in the past who are now married. They're semi-traditional now. They're like, we got our equal rights. Fuck this. We don't have to do those bad feminists who are a plague to society. The flag waving, victim to patriarchy. They're still the victims.
See, I don't believe those are feminists.
Double standards. They're
What are
fake
they?
feminists.
I don't know I don't know what the word is, but I wouldn't say feminist. I don't want to I don't want to put a label on that, but I wouldn't call that a feminist.
Yeah, so for me, it's there's a contradiction there because if you define strong alpha dominant males, these males are gonna want your women to be feminine in the entirety, to his face and behind his back. What man do you know that is elevating high in his life and in control of his relationship going to want his partner or partners, if it's poly, to be a certain way in front of him and then in the public differently? Like, let's say the strong feminist doesn't even talk about men. It's just specifically generalized towards women, everything. And then at some point it's, well, women can do what a man can do. Now she goes home, and she may have said that in an interview. She goes home and that guy's like, yo, I saw that interview. You really believe that? Now they bump heads because of it. It's not gonna work. This is why I see it's a contradiction.
But maybe she believes that women can do what men do, like as far as work wise type. Like maybe she's thinking maybe men and women can do the same type of work, but not, never mind.
Most feminists believe that in the entirety.
Okay.
They think we're always right. We could wash dishes better than you. We're smarter than you. We cheat better than you.
According to Johnny, we have more attention to detail when it
Yeah.
comes to
So they think they do everything equally as a man or better, which is like a dumb mentality, which is not true. You can't tell me that a woman can change a tire better than a handy man.
Well, I can't change a tire.
Do yard work, or lift a heavy object unless she's on steroids better than a man. So what she's saying is fictitious. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb almost. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. You could do everything a man can do. This is why there's a balance. Like, men can't do what women. You never hear men saying, we can get pregnant. We can do everything a woman can do. No, most women will say that because they want that respect. They never had that.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a big contradiction because you can't be this strong feminist, independent. Yeah, you could do it on your own and then go home and be like, "Oh baby, I need you. Oh baby, I'm on my knees. Oh, I'm submissive." It's a contradiction. That means that you're putting on a show for your crowd and the world, but behind closed doors, because that's your most vulnerable place. And in your relationship, you could be a lie. It's kind of like a lot of those female, I don't want to say most of them, but a lot of those female relationship coaches, a lot of those spiritual female coaches. It's like them who are saying, yeah, don't take the toxic bad boy. Yeah, they got one in the back at home.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true. So what would you say to a nice guy who says, I think it should be equal and I would never want to dominate in my relationship out of respect for her?
It's a beta.
Do you think a woman's or man's physical attractiveness or appearance affects their behavior or potential for status?
Yes, absolutely. There was actually a study I did in my paper where I forgot what company did the study, but basically there was two groups of guys, and one of them was sprayed with cologne and the other one wasn't. And in the study, they were shown that you obviously couldn't smell the guys, but there was girls behind one of those like two-way mirrors, and you could see the guys. And the guys who were wearing the cologne came off more confident. They came off more attractive to the females that weren't wearing the cologne. The other guys, they were kind of just like slumping and down.
Wait, who couldn't smell them? The women couldn't smell them?
Yeah, they couldn't smell them.
But the guy, just because he had the cologne on, was more confident
he felt
in himself.
more confident, yeah. So I feel like it also goes in appearance. You like the common saying, like, dress nice, feel nice.
Yep.
Like 100%.
That. Why do we see more men being bashed for cheating and also bashed for their behaviors, but not women? I feel like women get bashed for cheating.
I don't think so. Not as much as men do.
No, not as much as men. That's for sure.
But I feel like because men get caught more. I think women cheat more, but I think men get caught more.
That's what he said too.
Men get caught more because Because remember in damn, was it the season finale of season 3, episode 31, The Tables Always Turn?
Mm.
I talked about how maybe it was beyond that. I talked about how women are more strategic when they're going to cheat. Men are not.
Yeah.
Most men are women. Men have bigger brains than women, but women use it more efficiently. So a lot of
So
us,
men cheat what at opportunity when they have the
yes,
opportunity.
because we don't get sex like that. So, for example, a guy could have a whole wife at home. He goes to the club with his boys and he sees a nice chick. They're connected. Yo, let's go fuck in the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? And it's just what it is. He's not
Right.
even thinking. I don't want to know shit
I think
about
he's
you.
thinking.
Names are irrelevant. So
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? If you got felonies or whatever, he might not even care. He's doing it all in the open. He don't care because he's thinking down there with that head.
Mm.
Women are like, and I give you the example when I used to work. A woman, and I never say her name publicly, but a woman who had a fiance at
I
home,
remember. Mhm.
she could have been planning the night prior. Oh, this is what I'm gonna do.
This is what I'm
He
gonna
works
wear.
this
Mhm.
day. I already called the day to see if he was working. I get off work around this time. I'm gonna wear this dress. You see how she's
Mhm.
planning?
So perfect example actually to go with this. I think last week actually it was my homegirl's birthday, so she had a little birthday party. I've cheated before, so when I told her I cheated, she was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you do that. That's what I can't believe you do that." This same homegirl I had at a party, one of her friends was feeling all up on me, so she was making out with me the entire night. The entire night. Guess who came to pick up that same girl at the end of the night? Her boyfriend. So meanwhile, at that party, she's dapping me up. She's like, "Yo, I can't believe you hooking up with Angie." Like, yo, like it's like a girl could cheat, and
It's okay, but if a guy does
and
it,
she's dapping me up, but I could cheat, and she's like, "Bro, I can't believe you do that. Well, what's wrong with you? Like, wow, like I can't believe that."
I also
Mm.
think it's
Why do you think that
they're
is?
jealous. I
What,
also
women?
think women are jealous because a lot of women like a lot of women cheat, but they cheat differently because women are so emotional. She might not open her legs and physically cheat. Remember, men are physical, women are emotional.
Mhm.
So a man, it's like having sex is like taking a piss. Once we have sex, the lust is gone. We don't need to add emotion. We could
Mm.
have a girlfriend. Meanwhile, the girl, if she wants to cheat with you, she has to have a connection, even if it's just gonna be a dick appointment. So the woman could she might not even be physical with the guy. She could be building a conversation while she has a boyfriend or a husband. She's cheating
Mm.
because the emotion part, that is her power.
And you think the same way?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
So it's like you think about it, like when a woman is like, damn, he cheated and da 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 da. She's almost like, I wish I could do that too. So instead of her not being able to do it because she's afraid if I do get caught, remember, I said a lot of people want to be drug dealers. Why aren't they? Because we've seen a lot of movies of Scarface.
Yeah.
You either dead or in jail. That's the outcome. It's a risk. A lot of chicks want to be strippers and hoes, but why don't they?
But wait, you guys said that you think women do cheat more than men.
Yes, they do. They do it in all aspects. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be psychological, it could be, hey, like the woman, I never slept with her, but she came to the store.
Okay.
That's cheating.
Man.
Hugging on me and stuff, flirting.
Any female watching this, think if you have a work husband.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that.
How many girls you know that have a work husband?
I'm glad he said
But
that.
how many guys you know have a work wife? No.
Yes.
What do you mean? If he's the work husband, then wouldn't she be the work wife?
No, all that means is like he's like the number one draft pick. Like as soon as the relationship ends, like she's going straight to him.
And a lot of men don't. I'm gonna use this specifically say this. I'm gonna say it rigorously. Lead women on, especially an alpha male. He's not gonna be like, yo, I got you on the back burner as a friend because I want to hit later. Most women are inclined to doing that. They could have a whole boyfriend, but they want a friend. Hey, we can't be together because I'm whatever, but we could be friends. Why? Because if that boyfriend don't work out, she could run to a guy that she's already connected emotional with. Men are like this, especially alpha men. If they're connecting emotionally with a
Not all
woman,
men.
I said alpha men.
Okay.
If they're connecting emotionally with a woman, psychologically, and he finds her attractive, he's gonna want eventually to have sex
Okay.
or add her to the roster.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is different for women.
Now, going back to your homegirl and the party, why do you think she was all like, "How could you?" And then, but at the same time, when you were messing around with the other girl, she was giving you all daps and stuff. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea, but I'm guessing it's probably just because like I said, that like men cheating is just perceived as so like, oh my god, like you did that, and then women cheating is just like, oh, you did that. Like,
On the woman's part, see,
yeah,
I think I don't know. I
If
feel like women be like, "Oh, men cheat," you know, such a dirty guy, and he's bad, and he's that's what he does. He's a cheater
yeah,
because that's what men do.
yep,
So it's almost like, oh, he cheated. What a piece of shit. But
yeah.
it's like, all right, and that's the norm. But when a woman cheats, it's like, oh, I wonder why. Like
it's serious,
it's
Yeah.
deeper,
it's
right? It's
serious.
deeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes back to what I was saying. Like men don't connect emotions with sex.
Oh, yep. Here we go. Why is it that a man can cheat and women will stay, but if she cheats once, he's gone?
I think it's because his feelings got hurt, probably.
Because of
Like
his ego?
I can forgive a cheat. I can forgive a cheat. I would need to know like the circumstances with who, why, where, how many times.
And
Like,
what kind of a cheat it
Wait a
is?
minute.
yeah,
Wait a minute. So
He
you're
said you need to
wait a
slow it
minute.
down.
The aspect of the cheating.
yeah.
So if she let a man inside her,
Mm.
how would that make you feel?
I mean, it is what it
She's
is.
slobbing on his dick the
I
way
was
she
a
was
She
slobbing on
she's
yours.
had guys before me.
But she's
If
yeah,
you're
with
but
you
this is
though.
you.
She's with you.
she can take a shower.
Yo.
She can take a shower, man. I mean,
Yo.
like, yeah. But to be honest, if I decided to cheat, then she can't get mad either.
So in that
See the difference.
that
See that you see the difference between us.
yeah
He's not territorial
no.
and possessive.
I'm not. I'm really not. Like,
See?
if you want to go cheat, be free. Go to the streets. Like,
Are you also the type that all right if she cheats and you could forgive it? Do you feel like that's your green card? I could do it too. You did it.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Me, what do you think, Sue? Now I'm gonna give my spill.
What do
Why
I
do you
think?
think they would?
I think it's because of ego. I think a woman will be just like how I said before. If a man cheats, it's like almost like, all right, well, that's the norm. He's a cheater, and maybe that's why she'll stay. Plus, what he's providing
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. But once I feel when a woman cheats and the guy leaves, it's ego.
All right, I'm gonna break this down. Women can handle more physical, emotional, and psychological pain than men. They are emotional, physical, psychological masochists, and they don't know it. And they can do this better than us. I'll tell you this right now. A woman cheats on me, I'm gonna be hurt. I'm not gonna take it. She's gone. Once. Even if I found out she built a connection with a guy. Listen, I've been talking to this guy for 3 months, flirting, sending pictures and stuff. I never slept with him. All right, we're done. I'm not even giving her a chance. I'm not going to punish her, hold her accountable, none of that stuff. It's over. I look at that as disloyalty. My ideologies only. Now, I will be hurt. Another thing, yes, you're right, ego, because I pride myself in the character I am. The reason women can submit to me is because of my character. Now, this is how I also look at it. I believe I'm a king, and I'm building a castle in a kingdom, and I said this in food porn. If she cheats, then I question my character as a man. I look at it like she is easy, that I don't have the power in my dynamic and her as I thought I did. Any man can get in that. Wow, she was building a connection under my nose. That means that if we have kids, maybe this guy think he could come in the house one day, come in the kingdom. You know, see, this goes beyond of our relationship dynamic, myself and her. If another guy comes in, because now it's no longer the kingdom that is just us. It's another guy coming in there. Now, if I accept it, it's always going to be in the back of my head. We go to 7-Eleven, and I said this same scenario in that episode. The cashier, he says something funny. You would laugh at it hysterical. I'm looking at the cashier, and you like, this nigga ain't even that funny. Now I'm looking at you like, damn, this shit is that easy. You're that easy that guy touched your emotions. You see? So my women that it was with me, it's hard to get with them. And I love that because it tells you the character about me. I always said that women are so beautiful. That's why a lot of men want to conquer them. because that is the true power of a man. When you can conquer something that is very difficult. That's why I say the woman who's willing to be submissive easy, she's kind of unattractive because she's already easily like that with everybody. The one who's the alpha in her day to day that fights that she's submissive to you, that's a big deal because it says about you. She's not willing to be submissive to everybody, but if she is to you, then it shows you that you are a powerful man. Now, if another guy can she can cheat with another guy, that shows that you are weak. That shows that you don't have power in that dynamic and that relationship with her. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
So it makes her easy.
So let me ask you a question with the whole cheating thing. Do you feel like if you had a girl that cheated on you, and like you said, it doesn't bother you?
It's
Do
not
you-
that it doesn't bother me, but depending
You
on the
have
circumstance.
right. Would the question of her loyalty or damn, if she did it once, she can do it again, would that be in the back of your mind? Or are you the type to be like, we had this issue, we fixed it, and that trust, like, how would you get that trust back?
Nah, well, the trust was never gonna come back. It's like you break a vase, you're never gonna fix that. You can put glue together,
Yeah.
but
Right.
there'll always still be cracks in it.
I like that
But
analogy.
nothing's perfect,
Right.
Mm.
So like if you want to work through it, you can work through it. But like I said, if the circumstances go and like everything that she said, I don't like what I'm hearing, then she's out.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if she was like, like I'm not gonna say there's a good reason to cheat, but like if you go through everything and I'm like, okay, I can accept that, then we can move on from it.
Yeah. The way I also look at it, I like the way what he said, trust. That's the biggest thing. I like that he said that. Me, trust is big in my relationship. Trust, respect, mutually, all of that. So the moment I feel like she had did that, right? Knowing that she's not poly, because when I get in my relationships, they already know that I'm poly, right? They already know this from the beginning. I'm knowing this from jump that she's monogamous. So if she does this, I'm not gonna trust her in anything else. So if I keep her around, everything that she says I can't trust. So what's the point of keeping her
Right. So
around?
why stay with?
That trust is now broken and it can never be fixed. So if I take her back and I keep her in a relationship, I'm gonna be faking it. Because
Gotcha.
everything that she says, does, I'm gonna question. She says she came home from work and went straight home. I'm gonna think she's lying.
I half agree. Like I don't think you can lose. I think there's levels of trust. Like if we have 100% trust right now and you cheat, like that trust might go down. If it's not gonna go down to zero. If there's zero, there's no point in being in a relationship.
Right.
But it can go down to like 75%. Maybe I'm like, yo, you gotta keep your location on from now on. Like, yo, you gotta check in. You gotta check in with.
Is there any way to build that back up? Maybe not to 100%, but maybe it's like 85.
Yeah, you can build it back up, but you'll never get it back to 100. There will never be complete trust ever again.
So why do you think women stay in relationships when men cheat?
It's probably not gonna like this answer, but I think it's like they're hardwired to be attracted to like toxicity. Like
I agree.
That could be
hardwired to
I
just be
agree.
attracted to toxicity, and it could come down to like how you were raised. Like I know
environmental type.
in my experience, like I've dated a lot of girls with daddy issues, and
Yeah.
they'll stay through whatever. Like
Yeah.
you can hit them with your car and kill their dog, and they'll be like, well.
She was old anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Awful.
Like,
Yes.
yeah.
A lot of women will deal with a lot more bullshit than men because it goes down to a plethora of things. They don't really have options. They settle more. And it depends what that guy is providing in the relationship. If he is
Yeah.
providing great sex, if he is paying bills, maybe he's not paying bills, but he's providing great sex, affection. He does the little things. Maybe he takes care of her kids. She's gonna look at that. She might, she'll fight with you, she'll cry, but then after she's done with that being emotional, she will rationalize and she will say, this guy's actually a really good guy. He's actually decent or whatever.
It could also be what she's seen growing up. Like if she's seen her mom or sisters, cousins, or whatever in the same situation and they're still there, it can't be that bad. I'm gonna do the same.
Me, I'm the type of guy, if that happens, I'm not looking at all those aspects that you were doing. I don't care if she's a good girl or what she's done. You're gone. Whereas women are more emotional and they have maternal instincts where they're going to be like, oh, but he did take care of me this one time when I needed him. He is good with the kids. He does fuck me well. Let me forgive him.
Yeah.
And he might even do one good. He might try to make up for it. buy her a bag, flowers,
Right.
whatever, and she's like,
Being
"Oh,
manipulative.
he really does care about me," and then she stays because we hear this often. Women that have stayed in like 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, and what did they always say? Oh, all he did was cheat. Girl,
Yeah.
I'm blaming you. Why? Because I'm not blaming that guy. That's probably who he is. I'm blaming you for staying.
That's true. Why would a woman want a man to be dominant and protect and be a tough guy, but also vulnerable all the time?
Vulnerable all the time.
Maybe not all the time.
Yeah, I don't think any female wants a guy that's if she wants all that from me, I don't think she wants him to be vulnerable all the time. And if she wants all that, to be honest, I don't even think she cares if he's vulnerable. Like if he has all that, like he protects her, like he provides for her, dicks her down good, like to be honest, like I haven't been emotionally available for like 6 years. It hasn't stopped like my relationship life. It hasn't stopped my sex life.
Yo, we're like so opposite.
No, I'm like, I don't know what to say right now. I think if a woman wants a man to be dominant, protect, and I don't know about tough guy either, because girls don't like that shit either. That what you looking at me for? Calm down, guy.
Oh, some girls love that. If there's a guy at the bar looking at her, like she wants me to go press him. Basically.
That's different. No, I'm talking about a guy who's like always a tough guy. Like, what are you staring at my girl for? Calm down.
Well,
but to have some sort of vulnerability to them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think women want that. They want to be able to know that, if something is hurting you, I want you to know that you can come to me to be comforted.
It depends on your definition of a tough guy. That's one. Number two, I feel like women want that vulnerability because they want to feel like their man is human. They want them on that even level with them. For that, it could even be for that 5 seconds, 10 seconds. I want to know that it also comes down to ego. I want to be the one. Oh, your grandmother died. Come here, give me a hug. I want to be that one for you to come to. I want it. I want to feel needed. That could be it. That could be it. It could make her feel special. Oh, he's a savage, but I know how he is in private. He's vulnerable. I feel special because I get to see that side of him. It's an ego thing.
That's one thing. That's one thing a girl will definitely brag upon. It'd be like he'll be like, no, he's not like that. Like I know who he really is. Like,
oh yeah, like that. Yeah, I got you. All right.
Why do some women? Are we up to that?
Emasculate men. Yep.
Why do some women emasculate men verbally when a man hurts them? What's the purpose of that? Why don't they just physically hurt us or hit us?
Well, because
that can't happen.
They probably can't.
Okay, so why do they do it verbally?
Because that's how we can get you.
Yeah.
Manipulation. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring you down to that even playing field.
Yeah. Like she'll be like, I can punch him, probably won't do anything. But
exactly.
if I say his dick's little, like that's definitely gonna hit home.
Yeah. But definitely. She's still with him, so yeah, that's like a lie.
Yeah.
What does that say about you? The girl I'm talking about.
Yeah,
She's
definitely. Are women projecting how they are upon men and shaming them when they aren't?
Huh? Are women projecting
how they are upon men and then shaming men when they aren't like them?
I think so. Because perfect example, my ex, like I said, I haven't been emotionally available at all, and that would trigger her. She'd be like, "Yo, I'm out here sharing. I'm out here talking about my feelings. I'm out here telling you how I feel about all this," and you're just like, all right, yeah, I had a good day today.
Yeah, that's also comes down to
why do you think that is though? That
love languages.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be projecting themselves. I mean, it'd be like, yo, that's not me. That's not how I am. Like, I'm very short worded. Like, I'm very concise.
And this is a fact. A lot more men will accept women for how they are versus women accepting men for how they are. Perfect scenario with his ex. That's what she feels comfortable with doing.
What, sharing,
yeah. Right? That's probably her love language. It's not his. She don't even care to know his. So she's like, why aren't you the same? And now it's causing a rift.
Yeah, like I said with my rule, where I don't like dragging out arguments. Yo, if I'm done with the argument today, I'm done with the argument today. Like, let's move on to tomorrow's a new day. She wouldn't want to be like that. She'd be like, oh, I'm always trying to fix the argument. Like, I don't like leaving this here. It's like, okay, well, I do. Like, don't project how you feel on me, and I won't have to push back. Basically, like if you're pushing me, I'm pushing back.
Oh, so you have rules?
Yeah.
Oh, I get
how
it.
Interesting.
She's first of all, she's the hands, you're the belt.
Yep.
You have rules,
Mhm.
and you don't have vanilla sex. After this, we need to talk.
Very interesting. You know what I was gonna ask him, if he believes in a poly relationship too, or does he believe in just monogamy?
I believe that love is love, and if you want to be poly, be poly. If you want to be monogamous, be monogamous. But it also has to be like I'm not a fan of poly just because like I can barely pay attention to myself, like let alone like
Mm,
more than one other person. Like like it takes it takes a lot to invest into one person. I'm gonna invest in two people. Like I'm gonna
right.
invest in three people. Like it just
So
it's
that's too much.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm against it because who knows? At some point, maybe I do want that. Maybe I'll
Mm,
get in a relationship and maybe I'll find something else that I want. But as far as my life has been to this point, I don't think I'll probably lean more towards monogamous
okay.
because just I'd rather put my all into one person rather than splitting focus.
Okay.
He's right about that. Like a lot of men can't pull poly off because it does require you to be able to manage
Like a
different
lot of
set of
work.
tasks
Yeah.
Mm.
efficiently. You know what I'm saying?
Like I knew a dude who was having a baby with his original baby mama, but at this so I did the math when the baby came out, and at that time
He
he
was
was
like, wait a
no,
second.
because my friend was like, yo, having a baby. I'm just like, but I did like 9 months back, and at that same time he was messing with his original baby mama, his girlfriend at the time, and one of my coworkers, and he's still working a 60-hour work week, and I'm just like, bro, how you? I'm like,
That is a busy man.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I don't know, I wouldn't even find the time for all that.
Yeah, some men can do it. They could run their business, they could travel, they could have 2 or 3 women in their life, they could still give all of them equal energy and time, and they could do like some men can do it. Other men,
I don't know. I feel like something suffers
Yeah.
when you have so much. Not just people, just like a lot on your plate, work, family. Like something suffers. Why do most women think if a man loves you enough, he will change?
uh this is the kind of fixer mentality they have, it's just like, oh, like, he'll change for me. It's just like,
Mm.
nah, he really won't though.
what do you think? What do you think, Sue?
Why do women think if a man loves you enough, he will change? Mm,
I mean, you know what,
I don't know.
I'm actually gonna change my sense. I think that a man will change if he loves you enough, because at the end of the day, men will really kind of dictate how the relationship goes, because it's just like if they're really in love with you, like they'll really be in love with you. If they're like semi in love with you, like it'll show. So
Mm.
I think that if he does love you enough, he'll change. I've seen uh guys that will do things in one relationship and then be in another relationship and
Do the complete
be
opposite.
completely
Hmm.
different. Like do everything that
Yeah, I've heard.
everything that she needs, but meanwhile she'll be like, well, he didn't do that for me.
Yeah, I've heard that.
He didn't
I've
love you
heard that.
enough.
Yeah, I can see that. I think why do most women think if a man loves them enough he will change? Because this is that 50-50 mentality that most women have. Not all women think like this, but most women think because I will adapt to everything about him. Culture, food, music, lifestyle. I will structure my life around his and now that's my life because I love him.
And what? So she thinks if he like
If
me, he should do the
he
same.
yes,
Mm.
whereas it won't happen. I believe, and this is where him and I disagree. I believe men don't change for women because they love them. Men change for them, and if it benefits the relationship, kids and all that stuff, and her, it's a bonus. For example, if she tells me, "Yo, I like to go hiking. I want you to come because that's proving your love to me." You see what you see where the
Mm-hmm.
scenario? Now he does it. It's like him changing because it's like, oh, I gotta prove my love to her.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So he's not doing that behind her back. Hey, he's with his coworkers. Hey, you know what? Let's go hiking today, just the boys. This girl got me into that. He's just doing it for her to prove his love, but he's not
Mm.
really changing. I
Mm.
feel like when men change, it's because they want to change for themselves. They're like, yo, this is counterproductive to my life. And
Mm.
by me changing, this is gonna be conducive to my life. So that's why I feel like a man will change. But most men will not change for women,
I,
even
I
because they love them.
I feel like when women think like that, it's more. It's because they haven't learned about themselves yet. I think.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like as you start knowing about yourself, you learn that you do things because you want to, not because you want something in return or the
Yeah.
same thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So once you figure that out about yourself, how you work, you're going to do things for that person because you love them and you want to see them happy.
Yeah.
But you're not expecting the same exact thing in return because you know, I know that somebody, can show me you love, just like how you said, when you're with, going on a date, it doesn't have to be, I bring you flowers. You could buy somebody a jar of vitamins because you're worried about their health. That is a love language in its
Yeah.
own. And it's a
Yeah.
different way of doing it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that goes back to women projecting their feelings and how they are upon men. Like they're not learning men's love language. Like my love language might be holding the door for you. You know what I'm saying? Protecting you, providing. When we go out to dinner, we get a booth and you sit inside, I sit outside. We don't do the across the table because I'm thinking protection. That could be my way of loving. I have that instinct.
Yeah, I also think it's when you have to go and learn two things about love and being with another, the opposite sex, a boyfriend or girlfriend, growing up, and you don't have anybody to show you, the proper ways. That's just like learned. Like a girl, if she doesn't have an older woman, cousin, sister, mother, whatever, to tell her, don't expect because you're doing it that he got to do it the same way. That's not that he's not showing you that he loves you.
Yeah.
You have to pick up. You have to, just like you said, you have to know them, get to know that person to see how they show their love. I've had these conversations with my daughter, with her about her boyfriend, with my grown ass girlfriends. Like I've had girlfriends that do the same thing. Like, how come I told him that I love him and he still hasn't, I haven't met his family yet. Just because it's on you, you want that doesn't mean that it's on his time yet.
Yeah.
You have to be respectful for that too. You can't rush that shit either.
It goes back to what you were saying with knowing yourself, knowing what you love, knowing how you love, and then learning the opposing person's love and how they are and studying them, their idiosyncrasies and all that. You're right.
Which brings us back to, do you think love is unconditional?
100%.
Do you really?
100%. I'm single right now because I'm saying that my last relationship, I found myself like I was literally saying I was doing something just to sit at home and play PlayStation or just to catch up on my shows. Like I was doing things to avoid being around her. I feel like I got tired of her. I got bored. So like I've been saying like I'm staying single until I find somebody that like I need to be obsessed with somebody. And when I need someone that I want to do everything with. Like not necessarily everything with, but I'm not going to get in a relationship thinking short term. If I'm getting in a relationship with you, I'm thinking long term. And if I'm thinking long term, eventually we're going to have a future. If we're going to have a future, then I'm going to be seeing you every single day of my life. We're going to be doing every single thing together. So if I can't stand you now, like,
it's not going to work.
So I think love is definitely unconditional because like you have to be, it's either 100% or it's basically zero. Because if it's not 100%, then eventually we'll get to zero, I think.
What do you think?
Well, we've had this topic on another. I think that love can be unconditional, but I think it's unconditional, like mother, like parent and children. I don't think that it's unconditional when it comes to like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. That I feel like that type of love, can't even talk anymore. That type of love has conditions to it, but when it has to do with your child, then definitely no, that's unconditional.
I was just checking to see if you were consistent. That's why sometimes we ask the same question.
I'm always getting tested here.
So you're 50-50? That's a woman answer. 50-50. You're 50-50 on it. You think it is conditional and it isn't conditional.
It's unconditional when it comes to your children.
Yeah, so that's kind of like 50-50. Because that means it's conditional in something else.
Then love is
conditional. Because you said only.
Then love is conditional.
Okay, so you're sticking with conditional.
Yes.
Okay, you said it's unconditional. Me, I gonna say it is conditional. Now, a lot of us don't really know what love is because social constructs, social conditioning, how we saw the world as we were children, family, religion, Bible, etc. We don't know really what love is. We like Corinthians, it talks about love. It's patient, it's sacrifice and all that, right? But we don't really know what love is because at the end of the day, there's different love languages and there are different people out there. So how can love be the same? That's number one. Number two, love to me is conditional. Now, everybody could feel however they want to feel and there's no right or wrong answer. But I believe love is conditional because the only ones that can get unconditional love are women, pets, and who can give pets, parents, etc. But women can get unconditional love. You might have a beta male simp out there who has a lot of money, sees a beautiful woman on Instagram, supermodel type, and says, I want to take care of everything. I'll marry you right now with all your flaws. And all that. So that's unconditional for him, his love, because his love language could be like providing and giving gifts and stuff. Now, when it comes to women, I don't believe women love men unconditional. Women love men on the basis of what they can provide. That's number one. Now, there's another woman out there who loves a man based off maybe not what he can provide, but his character. I love the fact that other people submit to him and bow down to him.
Mhm.
I love the fact that he runs a boardroom in the day to day. I love the fact that he's honest and he's respectful and he's loyal and he has these traditional values. That makes me feel good. So that's why I love him. There's condition there.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
But a woman doesn't get just because she's a woman. What if she's a bitch? Then who's gonna love her?
There's a beta male out there who will love her.
There's people who love bitches.
Okay, and
There's-
there's
and
also
crazy
there's
women.
also
Yeah.
there's also chicks that are bobas for guys who buy me that, buy me that, buy me that. That's
And they
all they
love
do.
that.
Right?
And
Exactly.
they love that because the man's love language could be providing gifts. So he's like, hey, baby, let's go into Louis right now.
No, he's asking her to buy him things. There are guys that do that too, and there are girls
and
that are boba enough to do it.
Well,
So you both said that love is conditional, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you both believe in love.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't believe in love. Love's not. If you actually think about it, love's not a real thing. Like love is just a chemical reaction that we feel to someone that we feel strongly, like that strongly towards. That's why I say it's unconditional. If you feel strong enough towards someone, that's like actual what you guys want to call love. But like love's not a real thing. I don't. Not to me. It's not a real thing.
That
And not
makes
with
sense.
anything, like not with your mother, father. If you have children, you don't think.
I love them, but love actually isn't like a real thing. Like it's just
He's being technical.
it's literally just
Oh
a
God, is he a technical fighter like you?
I'm very technical.
He's being technical.
Like-
Technically, right? Technically he's right.
Love is not a real thing. It's a chemical reaction in our brains to feel that strongly for someone. Like how you look at your child and you instantly love them. Like what is love? We made up love.
But
it's a feeling. It's an emotion.
He's being technical and literal. But on a figurative sense, I believe it. Like I believe love. But when he breaks it down technically, I also agree with what he's saying.
That's why I'm saying.
Because think about it, when you feel like you love something, serotonin is dripping
Mhm.
from your brain, oxytocin. You see what I'm saying? It
Mhm.
might be a woman might love you during sex. Endorphins kick in, oxytocin, serotonin. You're saying the right words to her. You see what I'm saying? So technically, with how he broke it down, yeah, I believe that. But the figurative sense, I believe it also.
Yeah, I can see where he's coming from, but if you think about it like that, then those feelings that are released from those, endorphins and emotion, that's what it is. We just gave it a name to that.
I mean, yeah, but like we made that up. Like it could be called whatever. We could call it fluff if we really wanted to. Like
It could be fluffy love.
Yeah, I feel fluff towards this person, but like we dictated it as love. But like love itself, if you want to go, is technically unconditional.
Yeah.
All right,
I can
I
see
got
that.
you.
I can see that.
Let me see. I
Yeah.
think that's it.
So, do you have any final thoughts, Johnny?
Um.
Oh Lord, I already forgot what we were talking about.
Uh.
Oh, how the economy ruined relationships.
Yeah. Relationships are in trouble these days with everything going. I think social media has poisoned the world. It's honestly, if the world was better without the internet, and I think that it's really killing relationships, marriages, like a lot. I think it's killing a lot.
What is your?
I agree with him, in terms of that, but I also think that it's not a bad thing, the internet and all that stuff. It's how people are using it that's making it bad. So I think, if you can't stay strong in your own beliefs and use it for what you're supposed to, then you have to make it work for you.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of you. The social media on top of everything else,
Yeah.
like religion and social constructs, social conditioning, music, television shows, movies, films now has
Books.
destroyed romance and destroying the dating realm. with men and women, and
Even stuff down to like politics, like so many people like
Mm-hmm.
I'll be swiping on Tinder and I'll be like, yo, if you voted for Trump, like swipe left, like yo, if you voted for Biden, swipe left. Like, why does that matter?
Yeah. Well, even I know we don't like to drop names, like famous names, but Lil Wayne and his girl at the time, they broke up over it because he was a Trump supporter.
It's
yeah. So like it's definitely causing a rift, and I think that's part of the plan because I believe in like depopulation and stuff like that. I think it's part of the plan, and I think toxicity is promoted way more than romance and love
And positivity. Yep.
and
Yeah.
positivity. So like
You turn it on and everything is bad.
yeah, so
Everything is
like
bad.
you got to know how to utilize social media the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, sometimes I need like a few days off of there, even
Yeah.
though like I promote it for my business because it's energy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that energy can be draining.
Yeah.
What happened?
Now I'm laughing because you're like, yeah, I need a break from me. Meanwhile, I'm on like Instagram all day long. Like I'm scrolling on this stuff all day. I mostly use it for entertainment though. Like I'm
Yeah.
mostly there. Like I'm looking at memes.
Yeah.
I'm getting my sports highlights. You know,
Mm.
Yeah, I get all my news from when I go online.
I haven't watched the news in years. I get all
Me
my
neither.
news
And
from
everything
online.
is bad anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like why even
Yeah.
bother?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
all they do. I feel like they just push out negativity so that you can feel
Yeah.
depressed and negative, so that you can now have to buy these medications to make you feel happy.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
circle.
Yeah, and it's like it's also like it's becoming the standard for like like when you see certain celebrity relationships, it influences regular people and be like, oh, vacation, oh, relationship goals, and I want to aspire to be that. And then like the bodies and stuff, like you got to understand that like it's like I believe social media is rigged because like they be flagging me for shit that is not even inappropriate, but nipples and titties and ass can still stay on there.
Mhm.
Why? Because like, and then they'll say, "Oh yeah, we took this down for nudity." Where's nudity in this picture? They're out to
Mm.
get me. That's why,
Mhm.
because I'm putting out positivity and I'm putting out the lifestyle and stuff like that. So they don't like that. But the titties and the ass and stuff like that could stay because that's part of the plan. That is like it makes it like the standard for a lot of people, and it looks at it like, oh my god, this is gonna help destroy relationships. Because you look at back in the day, like with our parents still being together, grandparents or whatever, they weren't looking at ass cheeks all day. So now it's easier to cheat. So they see that, yo, this is conducive to us breaking up like
Households.
households and stuff like that. So let's keep it on here. It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So this
Mhm.
becomes the standard when women see these half naked and pictures and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, I gotta be like that now. And now guys are like influenced because men are visual creatures. So like, I kind of feel like it's this is part of the plan, and we just gotta stray away from that because you look at it, people who are really online a lot, they like texting.
Mhm.
They're not about face to face interacting.
Mhm.
They're
Are you
straight.
saying yeah because you're like that?
Yeah.
He's like,
They're-
check. Yep.
they're
That's right.
straight. They're straight. Like antisocial because of this.
Yeah.
You see.
Basically described me.
So it's gonna be hard for you to find a partner unless you're doing it through those apps and stuff like that.
Not necessarily. It's just like, I mean,
How do you find more like girls? Now? Is it through word of mouth, like your friends, or strictly on the apps?
I mean, it depends. Like I found girls through my friends, like, but like maybe like a bar, maybe I'll go to the mall, maybe I'll go to the beach. But like I feel like those haven't had as much success as like finding somebody on like Tinder. And plus,
really?
it's easier and it's convenient. Yeah.
Mm.
Like anyone I found in like reality, I guess if you want to
In
call it.
real life.
Yeah, it hasn't lasted. So
Probably because like you see everything first on social media and those dating apps. They put everything more out there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas you could already say, yo, I don't need to ask his height. I don't need to ask how much money he makes. I don't need to see what kind of car he drives. I don't need to know any of these things. But it also, when you do meet up to have the date, it leaves nothing for conversation. Now you have to get more in depth. This is what I'm trying to say, that people that are like this, especially in this generation, in your age bracket, they can't sustain a conversation. They can't think in depth. So when they go on dates, they're asking stupid questions like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you ask those questions?
I hate that question. That's
Okay.
like the worst question ever.
So what is your favorite color though? Just kidding.
Mine is blue.
Hey, mine's blue too. Is yours blue too?
Black and blue.
And red.
Yeah, red. Yeah.
But nah, I agree with that. Like social media has taken a lot of like the work and kind of like the oomph out of like romance. You
Yeah.
know, like there used to be a lot of like, but like I said, I'm old school, so like I still am into like the whining and dining and stuff like that. But yeah, people can't really hold a conversation. That's one of the biggest. That's one of my biggest pet peeves about this generation is like every girl I talk to is just dry, like one word answers.
That's what my son
He's
says.
kind of a walking contradiction.
What do you mean?
Because he's
a contradiction from you, or
no, just in general. Because you say you're into the whining and dining and stuff. You talk about being traditional,
But he don't
but
like to
then
go
you
out.
kind of don't connect with this generation and the social media. And then now it's like you're on social media a lot. You do the dating stuff, but you can't sustain conversations.
yeah.
So it's
but
hard.
why can't you do both? Why can't you have both?
That's what I'm saying. You're a walking, talking
No,
contradiction.
he's saying he could sustain it. It's the chicks
Yeah,
that don't.
yeah. I don't think it's a contradiction. I think it's more of a combination. Like I can
It's
be
a combo.
I can be the best of both worlds. I can be the lazy piece of shit that you just scrolls on social media all day, but at the same time, I can still go sit down at the dinner table, like put
And
my
have a
phone put my
conversation.
phone away, talk to you, get to know like your childhood. Like I'm not gonna ask your favorite fucking color. I'll ask, yo,
Yeah.
how was your dad growing up? Like is he still around? Like like questions that actually matter.
Yeah.
So you can have the best of both worlds.
That's good the way he thinks at his age.
Yeah. No, that is good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us once again on the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
Peace.